So finally it's time for me to answer all of your guys' questions. So hello and yes, welcome to another video guys. Now today I'm going to be answering all your questions from the first part of my 5th Q&A on this channel. Now before I get down to the questions, a couple things. First of all, my voice is really going today. It's been really bad. So I have the cure right here. I've got some water here. So I might be drinking a little bit more than normal in this video, or else my voice is just going to flat out go at some point, I can tell. Second off, the lighting. I've tried to keep the lighting good in here. It's actually not looking too bad in my camera at the minute. Sorry if you can hear my phone's just decided to ring. But I tried to keep the lighting as good as I can because at the minute it's typical British day, it's raining, it's grey, I've had to put my light on, and you guys know my light, it's all yellowy. But actually I don't think it's coming out too bad in the camera at the minute, so not too bad. And yeah, I'm going to try and keep this video as short as possible because my Q&As tend to be about 40 to 50 minutes long. Which is okay because I like to go into detail on the questions, but still hopefully try and get it done a little bit quicker. I'm not going to do no editing in this one. I'm not going to have all the names pop up, but I have prepared. I've got my iPad here on handy, and I'm going to answer the questions as best I can, so I hope it's all good. Now what I'm going to do is start off with, I'm going to tell you in what order I'm going to read the order of questions I'm going to read out. So just, just in case if your name's at the back, I just want to warn you now. Okay, so the first question up is going to be questions from Morgan Davis, then Andy Hall, then me, Mr. Mayo, then Woody B, then Bobby Marrow, then Ryan, then Jordan Adell, Michael Black, and then we got Sham Reeds, then we got Vinyl Collector James, then we got Bobby Marrow, Joe Harrison, New Dom Tanner, sorry if that's wrong, and then we got Thomas Huian, Ross Goodle, Jesse Dirks, TBTRSPF, Blosi Cana, and then 5-star. So that's the order of questions I'm going to read out. And also, I want to say thank you to Kay Kane and Adam80's Heaven, who also left messages on the video. Didn't ask any questions, yeah, it's the 5th one, so you guys have taken part in all the others. I know you have, Adam, so it's no bother. But they left me nice comments saying Happy Christmas and whatnot, so, and that they enjoyed the channel. So, back to both you guys, Happy Christmas, and thanks for the great support there. But anyway, now what we're going to do is we're going to head straight back up. And we're going to start off with my first set of questions, which are from Morgan Davis. Now, Morgan Davis had some trouble actually leaving the comments on the video, so he sent them to me on Messenger. So I'm going to read all the comments exactly as they were written. So he put, "Hi mate, congrats again. I feel like I'm saying that every month now. LOL." So then his first question up was, as I've never seen any of the Star Wars movies, what order should I watch them in, the prequels or the originals first? So, Star Wars, they're my favourite films ever. I just love them. And the issue which a lot of people have with them is you've got the original 3, and then you've got the prequels, which were made after, and they are set before, because they are setting the original 3 up. And the originals are fantastic films. Anyone who says they dislikes them are just kidding you. Because I've had a few people over the years say, oh, I don't like Star Wars. And I always say to them, well, what ones have you seen? And they go, oh, I've just seen bits of them on telly. Anyone who's seen all 3 of them original films will say they are good films. So them original films, you can trust them so well that they're going to be really good for you. So I would suggest that you watch the prequels first. However, not everyone loves the prequels. Some people do watch them and come away and go, yeah, maybe they weren't too great. So the thing is, I still love them, but they're kind of those films. It's either you love them or you hate them. So say you come away and you're not enjoying those prequels, you just got to have in the back of your mind, well, the last 3 are going to be really good. So if I can plough through these 3, and if I'm not enjoying them, at least I know I've got 3 good ones to come. So I would suggest watching the prequels and then the originals. So that's what I would suggest. Okay, so then we got the next question up. If you had to live with one Game of Thrones character, who would it be? Natalie Dormer's character. Why? Natalie Dormer's hot. Third question. What do you prefer, ELO or Eric Clapton? Now, this is something I really can't choose between, because really I do prefer ELO, but ELO have 11 proper studio albums, I guess, whereas Eric Clapton has about nearly 20. So it's really like. I do prefer ELO's sounds. They had a much more consistent career. But Eric Clapton had so many fantastic albums over the 40 years he's been running, and he really just doesn't have any bad ones. So it's sorry Morgan, I can't choose between them two albums. They're both brilliant. But anyway, thanks for taking part, mate. So next up we got Andy Hall. So Merry Christmas to you too. First question up, what is your favourite Christmas film? My favourite Christmas film is... I always loved Bad Santa, so a really crude, kind of stupid American comedy one, which my auntie bought me for Christmas a couple of years ago. And I remember putting it on, and my mum's mum and dad, they're a bit... they're not into that kind of crude humour. So I remember putting it on the telly, and when every word out of his mouth was an F-bomb, I remember thinking, okay, I've got to turn this off. But I have fond memories of watching that one, so that was good. But I have to say my favourite one is actually Elf. I love Will Ferrell. That film is so kind of cute, funny. It's just such an entertaining one to watch, so I'd have to say Elf. Which band artist would you most like to see in concert if you could? I'd love to see Eric Clapton. I would say Jeff Lynne, but I got tickets to see him, so... I know Jeff Lynne, I'm safe, I'm going to see him. Whereas Eric Clapton, I don't know if he's going to be doing any more tours. I hope he is, because I'd love to see him. And then we got, who is your favourite Star Wars character? Well, I have to go for the obvious one, Darth Vader. I love Vader. He's so cool. Whenever he's on screen, you just get chills. He's got that kind of cool mannerisms about him, where he just walks along. He doesn't have to run after characters. It's like in that animated series, Rebels. Season 2, we finally get to see Darth Vader for the first time. So when our heroes come up against him, they know they're screwed. They know they can't beat him. And Vader just doesn't even bother to run after them, because he knows he can just beat them so easily. He kind of just like struts after them. He's got that really cool mannerism about him where it's like, he knows he's the boss. But I also love Chewie, so I want to give Chewie a shout out. But yeah, it's got to be Vader. Okay, so I've got to take a drink now because my voice is going. Okie dokie. So then, next questions up are from me, Mr. Mayo. Joe, hey, how you doing, Joe? So first question up, how did you get into the Beatles? Well, I got into the Beatles because the first band I got into was Madness. I really loved Madness. They had this great, unique British sound about them. And they were one of my dad's favourite bands. And when my dad put a load of other stuff on my phone, I think he put Kinks, Stones, Elvis, and a few other little bits and bobs. He also put the Beatles on there, and of course I just connected with the Beatles straight away. It was like I didn't really bother with the Kinks and Elvis, and I think the Who were on there. I just was listening to the Beatles consistently. And before it was the Red album he put on there. Then before I knew it, I got the Blue album for Christmas, and then I'm buying all of their albums individually, and I've just loved them ever since. Next question up. Why don't I see your comments on my channel lately? Well, there's, you know, that's my fault completely. It's just I've been so busy lately. School, you know, it's like my busiest year at school because it's my final year, at my sixth form, so I'm just in pretty much all day, every day. And I get home and I'm pretty much doing a lot of homework as well. And then weekends is just taken up by work, so I've really been busy lately. But I am nearly finished with one of my courses at sixth form. So that should actually free up my time a bit, so I hope to get back on YouTube watching, because, you know, Joe, it's not just yours, I just don't get time to watch videos on YouTube as much anymore. In general, I don't get to watch some other people in the VC as much as I'd like to. Same with my movie channels that I watch. So I hopefully in about a month or so, I'll be back watching more videos, commenting on more videos, and I'll definitely be heading over to your channel more often than what I have been. So I'm really sorry that I haven't been there for the last month or so, Joe, but I'll be back there before you know it. And last question up. If you could ask Yoko Ono one question, what would it be? How are you still alive, Yoko? I'm only kidding. Now, Yoko, I'm not going to lie, I don't have no desire to meet her. I wouldn't want to meet her, I don't think, because I don't really like her. But if I could ask her one question, it'd probably be, what have you got planned for Lennon next? Because you've done all the reissues. You've done them on vinyl now. I'm just a bit confused because, you know, he didn't have a huge career. Obviously not his fault. But where are we going to go next with this? What else can we explore here? So I think that would be my question to Yoko Ono there. Okay, so thank you, Joe, for taking part. Next one up is Woody B. Hey, Woody. So first one up, pretty simple questions here from you, Woody. Do you like Motown? Yeah, I like a bit of Motown. Good genre there. Do you like the band White Demean? I don't know them. And do you like the band Goft Mule? Again, don't know them. I'm sorry, Woody. I'm sorry. I couldn't spend more time there on yours, but I didn't. I don't know either of them bands, so I'm sorry, mate. But anyway, thanks for taking part, Woody. Next one up is Bobby Marrow. So I really enjoy seeing your reviews and unboxings. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. And then, are you a member of the Steve Hofner music forums? If not, I think you'd be right at home there. Well, I'm not yet, but maybe I'll have to check this out. Maybe I will. So, yeah, thank you. Okay, so the next one up. Oh, here we go. Oh, okay, Ryan, my mate from school. You always have to take part and leave me something stupid annually, and you know, the Q&As wouldn't be the same without them now. I'll say that. So anyway, put Star Wars Week, boy. Question 1, can you do a Chewbacca impression? If so, do it. No, I can't do it, and I'm not doing it. I'm only kidding. I'll do it for you. I can't really do Chewie too well, and my voice is going, so please don't take the piss too much. But what I did, hang on, I've come prepared for this question, Ryan. Two of your questions I've come pretty prepared for. So, here we go. I'm going to hold this up to the camera. There's my Wookiee. This isn't Chewie. This is from the Force Unleashed video game. But I'm going to hold up my Wookiee here, so you don't have to see my face while I do it. And I'm going to go... Awful impression, I know, guys. Not as good as my Jar Jar Binks one, I know. But, I'm sorry. That one wasn't very good. Okay, question 2. If you could have a lightsaber toothbrush, what colour would the crystal be? Now, I would have to go with green. Because green, I love the colour green. And the green crystal in Star Wars represents a guardian. Which means they don't have to do as much fighting. So they're kind of the chickens. So they basically would stand back at the temple guarding and whatnot when the Sith were attacking in the Old Republic years. So, yeah, I wouldn't have to get my hands dirty as much. So, green lightsaber all the way. And this was the interesting question here. Can you put on a black towel over your head and do an Emperor impression? Well, I kind of can. I can't do the black towel because I don't own a black towel. We have purple towels in my house. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on my hoodie for you. Lord Vader, rise. So yeah, that was it. Thanks, Ryan, for embarrassing me. I didn't want to do too much of that because I can't do an impression of the Emperor either. Again, my voice, I want to point that out. Maybe I might have done a bit of a better job if my voice wasn't going, but thanks for embarrassing me on my channel, Ryan, in front of hundreds of people. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Thank you very much for taking part, and I'm sure I'll see you at the next one. So the next one up is Jordan Adell. So, favourite musician, Paul McCartney, Jeff Lynne, or Eric Clapton? So I think this is what artist do you prefer out of them? And, you know, Jeff Lynne, fantastic in ELO, but I can't say Jeff Lynne because his solo career, you know, he's been around solo for coming on 30 years now, nearly. And he's only given us 3 albums under his name, you know, with the Mr. Blue Sky remakes and Zoom, so unfortunately Jeff let himself down a bit with his solo career, I guess. So I can't pick Jeff. Eric Clapton, I really want to pick Eric because I think Eric definitely has the best solo career out of these 3 artists. But I have to go with Paul because Paul was, you know, he's one of the Beatles, you know, his solo career is amazing. So I've got to go with Mr. McCartney there. Most overrated album / artist in your opinion? Well, album, I have to go, and please don't hate me, because all 3 of my, I've got 2 artists and 1 album, and I know no one's going to, barely any people are going to agree with me, so I'm really sorry, my opinion, so please do not try and destroy me in the comments. But album, I have to say The Wall by Pink Floyd. I just never connected with that album too much. There, about 1/3 of it is a fantastic album, but 2/3 of it for me are just unlistenable. So the fact that some people say it's the greatest album ever, I just don't get that. Artists, this is where I'm going to get absolutely slaughtered. Elvis Presley. Just never connected with Elvis Presley. And Adele. Adele because, you know, I heard about 3 tracks off 25, and I hear it on the radio and I'm like, yes, it is good. Do not get me wrong. But for it to be doing what it's doing and getting the attention it's getting, nah. There's other artists out there which deserve more attention than that, I think. And I can't say I'm a big Adele fan, But so anyway, yeah, I'd have to go The Wall, albums, artists. Elvis is fantastic. He changed music, so don't take that one the wrong way. It's just through his later years, he was consistent. He always was putting out very similar music, and he didn't really mix it up a bit on some albums. He didn't do much risks. It was all kind of very simple music. So if Elvis had done some different stuff in his career, I wouldn't be saying this. And Adele, well, I'm just not really an Adele fan. Last question up. Do you think that the Star Wars prequels are underrated? Definitely. Well, underrated, I don't know. They still get a lot of attention, but they get way too much hate. People just want to compare them to the originals. And, it's like, say if the Beatles got back together in the 80s and they put out this album which was just okay, it would still be a decent album because you've got the 4 Beatles on it. But people would just destroy it because it'd be like, it wasn't like what it was. And it's the same with Star Wars. These films are made differently to the originals. They're not going to be what the originals were. I get it, but it doesn't deserve to be absolutely destroyed. No way. So I think people are too harsh on them, definitely. So that's Jordan Adell's questions. Thank you very much for taking part. Now we're going to move on to Michael Black. So here we are. I'm losing myself now in my notes. Is there an album you really look forward to listening to that really let you down? Tusk by Fleetwood Mac. I loved the self-titled. I loved Rumours. I really enjoyed Tango in the Night, which of course followed. Haven't heard Mirage yet, so I have to skip that one. Tusk, put it on, and it bored the living hell out of me. It's just not a great album. I know a lot of people say it grows over time, and I'm sure it does, but it's still not a great album, really. I love the Stevie Nicks stuff, but everyone else on that album really just kind of, I don't know, it sounded like, I admire them in a way for trying to do something other than another Rumours, but then at the same time, it sounds like half of them just were very lazy in the studio, because the songs, I know the album took a while to be put out, because they kept on making tweaks to them, but the songs felt too, I don't know, it just felt like there was so much effort gone in, they've made the sounds sound a bit boring, to be honest. But anyway, that's my opinion there. What's your favourite Rolling Stones song/album? Now, I'm not a big Stones fan, I'm not. But I love the song Symphony for the Devil, and I love the album Sticky Fingers. So that's got to be my 2 answers for that. And then what's your worst album you can recall listening to? Worst album I recall listening to? Art Garfunkel's Breakaway. I like Simon and Garfunkel, but both their solo careers are kind of pants, really. But anyway, I decided to buy a couple Art Garfunkel stuff, because you always find them in the charity shops. And, I listened to a couple of his albums, and they were like, and then I put Breakaway on, and that one there I just had to walk away from. And then I have to say, Ringo Starr, Stop Smell the Roses. Now, I like Ringo's solo career up to Ringo the Fourth. I like Ringo the Fourth and anything before, but anything after that just really, Ringo's Ringo, you got to take him. But Stop Smell the Roses, for me, is probably his worst album. I've just never connected with that one. The remake of Back Off Boogaloo, the songs on them, I just don't know. That album, for me, no way, I can't stand it. But anyway, that's my 2 albums, which were probably 2 of my worst albums I've ever heard. But anyway, thank you for taking part. Now we're moving on to Sham Reads. So, favourite actress. I really struggled here, because there's a lot of actresses I like. I'm better with actors, male actors. But actresses, I don't know. I would probably have to say off the top of my head, because I couldn't come up with an answer. So I thought I'd wing this one, do it off the top of my head. I'd probably have to say Anne Hathaway, because her performance in Interstellar, The Dark Knight Rises, was just incredible. So I have to base it on that, mainly from Interstellar, because I thought she was amazing in that film. And we've got last book you read. Now, it probably won't surprise many of you, but I don't read books too often. I read a lot of online Star Wars stuff to do with the expanded universe, which of course is now apparently not real with the Disney taking over. But the last proper book I read was after the Hunger Games came out. Because I loved that first film so much, I thought, I'm going to read the book, see what's different. So I read the Hunger Games book, loved it, And then I was planning on reading Catching Fire and whatnot, but then the films come out, and the films were so bad, it was like, I don't want to read the books of these. So, last book I read was Hunger Games, quite a while ago now, about 3-4 years ago. But, yeah, so, are you asking for any records for Christmas? If so, what ones? I'd love to get some records, some albums for Christmas, definitely. I think I have got one under my tree, maybe two. But I haven't actually asked for anything this Christmas, if I'm being honest. I think my grandparents are mainly just give me money and stuff, so I can stack up on more Blu-rays probably. No, I really don't know what albums they could be, but either way, I know I'm going to love them, so I can't wait to open them. But no, I'm not sure what they are at the minute. Anyway, thank you so much for taking part. Next question's up by my very good friend, James Larpin, vinyl collector James. James, fantastic guy here in the VC. Everyone knows me and him get along so well. So his questions I was really, really eager to get. So he left me quite a funny comment, I have to say. 5th time a charm, LOL. I enjoy seeing these, so always fun to hear your answers. Thank you, James. Appreciate that. First question up. If you could go back in time, what is the one artist you would want to see the most in Woodstock? Well, I wasn't sure which artist had performed at Woodstock, so initially I thought Eric Clapton, he must have played there. I know Jimi Hendrix played there. So I looked into it, and it turns out Eric Clapton actually hasn't performed there. So I did think Jimi Hendrix, and then I'm thinking, well, The Who? That was the only other one I could think of off the top of my head. So I'd probably have to say The Who or Jimi Hendrix, but it would be brilliant if Eric Clapton had played there. Question 2. What would be excited to... Oh, sorry. Would you be excited to see a new Indiana Jones film if Harrison Ford was not Indy? Not too much, not too much. I mean, I love Indiana Jones. I mean, let me pull this out. I know you've got this too, James. This beautiful Indiana Jones Blu-ray box set here. Really nice inside as well. I just love Indiana Jones. It's fantastic. It's in my top 5 trilogies of film. Of course, they did kind of ruin Indy a bit with the last film. Well, I wouldn't say ruined, but that last Indiana Jones film wasn't very good, really. But, no, I don't think I'd be as excited if Harrison Ford weren't in it. Harrison Ford is Indy. It's kind of like at the minute what everyone says about Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. That's kind of how I feel about Indiana Jones. Harrison Ford is Indiana Jones. But of course, Disney are going to want to keep that franchise going, so they're going to have to replace him because, Harrison Ford's pushing 75, I think now, something like that. So, they're going to have to replace him. So either way, we're going to get another indie film soon, and Harrison Ford will not be appearing in it. He might do one more, but, eventually we're going to get an indie film with Harrison Ford not in it. So we've all got to prepare ourselves for that film. But I can't say I'd be as excited about it. I can't say I would be. But I'd still go see it, and I'd still check it out. And hopefully I'd still like it. So yeah, third question. If you could change one thing about the music industry, what would it be? Well, I would change, I think, because I think it's unfair how the same artists get popular spots on the radio station for kids. So kids always hear the new Justin Bieber, the new Jessie J, the new Rihanna song consistently. But a lot of these other artists, like, I don't know, these big artists which you like, James, that you like to talk about, and you like Elbow and stuff, they don't get these prime spots. And a lot of the artists that I like, when Jeff Lynne done his new album, Alone in the Universe, they don't get these spots where kids are going to hear them. So it kind of feels like some kids might actually like this stuff, but they're not getting the opportunity to hear it because they're playing Justin Bieber and Rihanna over and over and over and over again. So I think it'd be better if music was a bit more diverse on these radio stations for kids, because some kids are definitely missing out, and it's a bit unfair, I think. Got to take a sip of my water here, guys, because my voice is going. Feels better. So yeah, that's my question to that. That's my answer to that one, James. So, and then of course at the end, James put congrats on the 900 subs again, James. Big fan of your channel since before you were such a big star. Oh, really? Big star? Bit generous there, mate. Look at you now. Hollywood can't be far behind. Happy Christmas to you and your Stormtrooper. My Stormtrooper says thank you, James. Thank you. You have a Merry Christmas too, buddy. Okay, so now we're moving on to Bobby Marrow. We've already answered a question from you, Bobby Marrow, haven't we? For some reason, I don't know why, but it split it up on YouTube, and I just literally answered the questions as they were listed on my YouTube. So it's for some reason your other question's way down here. But anyway, you're clearly a big ELO fan. What do you think of the Xanadu soundtrack? It's okay. I like the ELO songs, of course. All Over the World is fantastic, and I'm Alive is fantastic. The A-side does nothing for me. Cliff Richard's on the A-side, so we can immediately burn that record. I literally just get my Xanadu soundtrack out, look at the grooves for the Cliff Richard one, go around it with a blowtorch. I'm only kidding. But I do like, of course, the song Xanadu by Olivia Newton-John. That one is actually pretty good. And of course, you can get a really nice version of Jeff singing it on the... Oh, hang on. On this album, this compilation here. So if you want to hear Jeff singing that song, buy this compilation, because... Oh, you know, I mean, ELO fans, of course, we're all going to be biased and say, well, Jeff sings it better. So anyway, thank you for taking part. Next one up, Joe Harris. Have you ever found your favourite... Oh, records for an amazing price. Favourite records for an amazing price? I'd probably have to say... Paul McCartney's Liverpool Oratorio. Now, the music on that one isn't really for me. It's not my style. It's pretty good, though. And it's a really, really rare record. That one goes for about £75 to £150 in mint condition. I found one in mint condition in a charity shop once. A thrift store, I believe they're called in America. For just £10. So, jumped on it. So that's probably the best bargain I've got. And then we got Tim Shan. Tim Shan? I'm sorry if that's wrong. So he put Revolver or Rubber Soul? Revolver. Favourite solo Beatles album? All Things Must Pass. Are you a fan of Neil Young? You know, I like the hits. But I don't think... I haven't really gone into discovering his later career too much. Or his kind of back catalogue, let's say. But I'm not sure. I mean, I shouldn't say this because I don't like it when people judge books by their covers. You know, metaphor. But, you know, I'm not sure I'm going to like it too much. But I'll definitely get around to checking it out one day. So thank you for your questions. Next one up is New Domtainer. New Domtainer? There's no spaces, so I don't know what's what. No Domtainer. So anyway, thank you for taking part. And your questions are, what's your favourite song on the Concerts for the People of Campeche? I'm saying that wrong. I know I am. I know I'm saying it wrong. But anyway, I know the album you're talking about, and I used to own it on vinyl, I think, and I thought I owned it on vinyl anyway, and I'm looking through my records, I'm like, where's that record got to? I can't find it, so I don't know what's happened to it. You know, that album has a lot of good stuff on. There's The Who, I'm pretty sure Bowie's on there, I think Bowie's on there, and of course Paul McCartney's on there. And what's my favourite song on it? Well, it's all the live albums, concert. I love it when McCartney sings Coming Up live, so I've got to go with that. And did you ever regret a used vinyl purchase because of the quality? Didn't sound nearly as good as what it looked when I bought it. Well, yes, I bought, this wasn't too long ago. About, when was it? About a month ago, I think, maybe a little bit longer. I found for £10 buy it now, 2 Robert Plant's albums, and they looked amazing. And I didn't realise when I was buying it that I already owned one of them. But anyway, the one which I didn't own is actually semi-rarish for Robert Plant's 80s stuff. So I got that one, I was happy with that, but the other one, which I already owned, I thought, well, it'd be nice to have another copy. But, yeah, I mean, it's got this huge chunk taken out of it, so, yeah. I don't normally buy records in bad condition anymore, though. I'm pretty good with them. So, that was the best one I could find. And then we got... You've got me convinced and hooked on looking at the Travelling Wilburys now. What's another artist that I should get hooked on? Another artist which I'd really recommend, if you haven't, I'd probably go Eric Clapton, solo career. And I'd say go for his 90s, 2000 stuff. I want to recommend this album here, Back Home. If you like the Wilburys, just check this album out, Back Home. This is, you can get this CD. The vinyl's a little steep, so I won't tempt you into the vinyl. But if you the CD, it's a couple pennies on third-party Amazon. Check this out. This is literally my favourite album from the millennium onwards, probably. That's how much I love this record. It's so damn good. So I'd really recommend that. Check that out. If you like that, check out some more 90s Eric Claptons and some 2000 Eric Clapton. Of course, then, if you haven't got into ELO, I've got to recommend ELO. I also want to throw the name Blondie, The Police, and Tom Petty out there as well. So anyway, thank you so much for taking part. Really appreciate it. So now we're moving on to Thomas Huian. And of course, first question up, do you like the show Doctor Who? Well, got a Huian in your name, so I take it you do. So I'm just going to hold this up here and I'll let you decide whether you think I'm a Doctor Who fan. I'm going to hold up my little Blu-ray box there. So yeah, I'm a Doctor Who fan. I'm not going to lie though, I didn't like season 6 of Doctor Who. So I lost interest then, and I've only recently been catching up with it. I'm only halfway through series 8 at the minute, which isn't in the box. Had to buy that separately. I don't like Peter Capaldi as the Doctor though, no. But yeah, I used to love Doctor Who as a kid. I loved Christopher Eccleston and David Tennant's series. I loved series 5 with Matt Smith. Series 6, I didn't like. Season 7 was good though. Enjoyed season 7. Really nice little Blu-ray box here, which has absolutely loads of viewing time in, so really nice. 35 discs there. Let's see if I can get that in frame. Yeah, there it is. Down in the bottom, hang on, from your point of view, it's the bottom right. But yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to get the thumbnail in as well, if you guys can tell. But no, really nice. I love Doctor Who. Really good. Of course, it's not a perfect series, though. It has some really dud episodes. But there's some really good ones in there. Favourite episodes have to be the finale to season 2, where the Cybermen come up against the Daleks. It's like, that episode was just so good. I bet all of the Doctor Who fans and all the other nerds out there who like sci-fi, that was like an orgasmic episode for those fans. And then I love the Stolen Earth, where all of the Doctor's companions come back to fight the Daleks and Davos. That episode was amazing. That one was brilliant. But, yeah, so I like Doctor Who, but recent years it hasn't been as good, I don't think. Series 7 and so far Series 8, because I'm about 5 episodes in Series 8, and I can't say there's been a single episode I liked, if I'm being honest. But I'm hoping it's going to pick up. I'm hoping it is. So then, let's turn the iPad back on, and we'll have a look at the next questions. Where are we? Okay. If Jeff and Paul McCartney were having a fight, who would win? I think this is who do you think would win, not who would you want to win. So who do I think would win? Well, Paul kind of has that mannerism where he doesn't like to argue, I don't think. He's pretty, he wants to be everyone's friend. Whereas Jeff, you know what? Jeff's a cool guy. Neither of these guys are bad. They'd never argue, of course. But I think Paul would probably be like, oh yeah, man, don't worry about it. You're right, don't we? You know, I think Jeff would probably win out of them two. So what is the biggest amount of money you've paid for one vinyl? Well, it is for this vinyl here, Paul McCartney's Flaming Pie. I paid £60 for that. I know it's a bit steep, but my copy of that is in mint condition. Beautiful press in there. Worth it, gotta be. So anyway, thank you for taking part there. Really enjoyed the Doctor Who question there. So brilliant, thank you. Then we got Ross Goodle. Hey Ross, you know Ross, another great friend of mine here in the VC. Always taking part in my Q&A, so nice one, man. Could have to have another drink before I carry on. Oh, the voice isn't holding up well today. It's not holding up well today. So, another Q&A, mate. Seems like just last week you done one. I don't mind, I love seeing your answers. Anyway, here's my questions. Thanks, Ross. Please you enjoy the videos. Enjoy yours too, mate. So, first question up. I still live in 2005. Not too long ago compared to some, I guess. But DVDs... But I still buy DVDs instead of Blu-ray. Why should I start getting Blu-rays instead? Well, Blu-rays, you know... My dog's going off now. Well, Blu-rays... you know, Ross, you're a big music fan, so I take it you watch a lot of concerts and stuff. And, you know, this one here would be a good one for you, I think. Jeff Flynn here, live at Hyde Park, so I know you're a big ELO fan as well. You watch this over the DVD, because I know you bought the bootleg vinyl pressing of this concert. I know it came with a DVD. And I watched the DVD, and then I played this. And if you buy this, and then you compare them, you'll see the sound quality is unbelievably better. And especially if you have that with the sound bar. And then, of course, the picture quality. You've just got more colour in there. It doesn't look as fuzzy. And then it's the same with films. When you're watching your films, sound quality, and especially me, because I'm a big sci-fi fan. Got all my sci-fis here along the top. They're just going to look stunning. They're not going to look as grey. They're not going to look as dim. So I really recommend Blu-rays over DVDs any day. I mean, there are some films which generally don't look as good, mainly comedies. But most of the time, about 85% of the time, I'd say you can definitely recognise a difference in Blu-ray over DVD. So next question up. What songs by ELO would have been a huge hit if released as a single? So, I kind of struggled here because I was a bit unsure. So I just looked at the album out of the blue. And I think that either Jungle or Night in the City, if they had been released as A-side singles, they would have been good hits, I reckon. Maybe not a huge hit, because, ELO didn't have many huge hits, singles-wise. I mean, they had about 10 good charting tracks, but, I think they would have been pretty good for ELO. And then could you do a few more bass videos? I know you did Day Tripper a few years ago, but I'd love to see more of them. As I've just got a guitar for Christmas. Well, I don't really play my bass too much anymore. I don't have much time to practice on it. Maybe one day I'll look at doing another song. Maybe I'll do The Chain by Fleetwood Mac or something. But anyway, I hope you have fun with that bass guitar at Christmas. And Ross also left saying thanks and congratulations on 9 subs. I bet you'll be at 1,000 subs by the new year. Well, that would be nice for us, but I'm not sure about that. But thank you so much, mate. Have a good Christmas. Then we got Jesse Dirks here. We're nearly there. We've got 4 more people to go. Will you ever do a Beatles albums list, the best video? Probably not, to be honest, because, we all love them albums. I don't really think they need to be put in too much of an order. Where are we? Favourite George Harrison song? Well, again, I've got to go from his first album, and I'm being predictable here. Probably My Sweet Lord or What Is Life, because I just love them 2 songs. And then we got Best U2 album. Well, I only know about 5 U2 albums, but I really loved their latest one, Songs of Innocence. I thought it was great. Next one up is by TBTRSPF. What rating would you give to the album A Saucer Full of Secrets by Pink Floyd on a rating of scale from 1 to 10? Well, I don't really know that album too well, and I'm not really too keen on it. I'd say it's a pretty average album, so I'd probably give it around a 5, maybe a 6 at a push. Then where are we? And then, interesting question here. Fish or cows? Fish? What artist or music group do you think needs a BIPOC film? A biopic film, sorry. Can't speak, I swear. That my voice has just been so bad today. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I think it could be a lot. There's a lot of artists which I could pick for that one. But anyway, great questions there again. Thank you for taking part, buddy. So the next ones up are by Blosi Cana. I'm sorry if that's a way off. I'm sorry, but okay. So why do you think Bob Dylan's voice isn't any good? Well, I get why people like him because he's a songwriter, but even a lot of his big fans say he can't really sing very well. And I'm not, I have my own opinion. I'm not basing it on them, but I think it's pretty obvious why he can't sing too well, because he can't sing. I mean, his voice suits some songs, like a Rolling Stone. You can't have another version of that song. It's Dylan's voice and Dylan's voice alone. Hurricane, I love that song. Wouldn't seem right with anyone else doing it. But, the guy has, 25 albums or something like that now, and it's like, I just couldn't get through. I'd struggle to get through one album with Dylan. I love Dylan. I really don't want to sound negative, because I really don't want to upset his fans, because I get why you love him, and I completely understand it. But for me, his voice just really isn't that good. Okay. Have you heard of Mumford and the Sons? No, I haven't heard of them, buddy. Sorry. And the last question up: are you considering getting the Cutting Edge Bootleg Series Volume 12 by Bob Dylan? No way. No, I'm sorry. No, I definitely wouldn't be buying that. And then the last questions up are by 5-star. So, James, congrats on 900 subs. Thank you. Do you prefer Marvel or DC? Now, if you'd asked me this a couple of years back, I would have said Marvel, because I love the direction they were going. We're doing all these superhero films and bring them all together. Great idea. Haven't seen something like that in the films before, so I thought that was fantastic. However, Marvel have really milked it. They've really killed it. They do a film so bloody often now, it's kind of just getting a bit boring and tedious. And their last two films, Ant-Man and the Avengers Age of Ultron, especially Age of Ultron, were just kind of boring and disappointing. So I have to say DC, because the Dark Knight films were amazing, Suicide Squad looks amazing, Batman vs Superman looks a little bit messy, but it looks really dark, and I like that. And then the other films they've got planned look really good. So at the minute I'm going to go with DC, just because they're being different. They're not going down the typical road of, here's a superhero film, here's a superhero, here's another one, put them all together, boom, hero saves the day all the time. They're dark, they've got edge to them, they've got better acting, they've got more interesting character development. So I've got to go with DC. Can you review all the Star Wars movies on your other channel? On my movie channel, I might do the Star Wars films. The only problem is, with them original 3 films, it'd be really repetitive, because I'd just be saying how amazing everything is about them films. But I might do them on my other channel. I don't do videos on my other channel as much, so, but that's a possibility. It might happen. And then, very last question here. What is your favourite soundtrack? Favourite soundtrack? I got 2 answers for this. An instrumental one, a score created for a film, and then a compilation of hit songs put together for a film would be American Hustle. You've got Wings, Live and Let Die, you've got some Elton John, you've got David Bowie, you've got Bee Gees on there, you've got Tom Jones, Electric Light Orchestra, Jeff Lynne solo, where you get that Long Black Road song. Instrumentally, there's no question in my mind, Star Wars is number 1. Now, I'm not just saying that because I love the music, because I love Star Wars. You look at soundtrack reviews, people will put the music that John Williams did for them films always number 1. When you can close your eyes and be like, okay, put a film on, don't tell me what it is, I'm going to guess by the sound. Star Wars, you're going to get it straight away. Not just from that main title music sound, you know, from that main title song. You'll get it from all the background music as well. You know when it's a Star Wars film through the music. Star Wars easily gets it. So anyway, thank you for taking part. Sorry your questions were at the end there, buddy, but thank you so much. And that's it for the Q&A, the 5th one. Done it. So pretty excited that's done. Q&A's now, I'm not going to do them every 100 subs anymore, because I think this one here, people were even calling me out a bit in the comments there. Really, another one? So I said at 800 I'd do one for 900, so I didn't want to take my word back, and I had a few people asking me for another Q&A. So, but I will say now, there might not be another one for a while on this channel, but 1,000 subs, there will be a contest. I promise you guys I'll be doing a contest. Will be a video entry one though, so for all you guys who leave comments here, the next one will have to be a video entry, I can already tell you that. But anyway, thank you again so much for the 900 subs, means so much to me. 1,000, it's kind of scary in a way to think that I'm actually close to it, and really exciting at the same time. So thank you. I want to thank everyone who's helped this channel in so many ways, and who's taken part in this Q&A and whatnot. So thank you everyone. And now this will definitely, yeah, I'm not going to be uploading another video today. This will definitely be the last video before Christmas. I will be doing one before the new year though. But anyway, I want to wish everyone a happy Christmas. Hope everyone has a fantastic time. Hope everyone gets exactly what they want. Lots of records and lots of Blu-rays and everything. So anyway, I hope you guys have a fantastic Christmas. And I'll speak to you all very soon. So thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys later. Bye.
I don't know what I will do if I can't